Welcome to another episode of Neon Radio. I'm Reese.
And I'm Dan.
And this week we're doing Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
The trio search for the final Horcruxes to destroy Voldemort.
This takes them back to Hogwarts as a final battleground to face off against the Dark Lord himself.
Now, I must say, I'm pretty glad that I made it all the way to the end.
He couldn't stop complaining about it. Even at the end of this, he's like, I'm so happy we're finished, man. I'm like, come on, you actually enjoyed these. You did enjoy them.
I did enjoy them.
And you're happy you watched them, right?
I'm happy I watched them. The issue I had was I wasn't allowed to watch them all in a row straight after each other. I had to wait and watch one per week.
Patience has never been your fight.
It's true. It's true.
This movie is pretty much just a wrap-up of the whole series. And it's so therapeutic as a film to watch.
It is, but I will talk about something later on that annoyed me.
Right, okay, fair enough. It does kind of just wrap up everything that we have seen. It answers all the questions. Obviously, the trio are out to destroy the Horcruxes.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much just the generalization of the film.
Pretty much.
They are there to do that work, and in their path is Voldemort. And it takes it all back to Hogwarts because why wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's a good finisher.
Yeah, this story has to do that. The battle is cool as well.
Yeah, battle's cool. You see a lot of the creatures from the world, which is cool.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. The movie has, like, for example, the battle has a lot of throwbacks. And the beautiful thing about the movie is it throwbacks a lot to the other films.
Yes.
For example, in the battle, we get them come into the throngs of a troll, a giant spider, a werewolf, and Dementors, which is pretty much the start of...
It's the order.
Yeah, the order of the first three movies.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're battling against them in the battle. Like, moments like that make this story feel like it's rich.
Yeah.
And it really does depend on you having watched the other films.
As well as the world building. It all makes sense when you see the... I'm just going to spoil it. When you see the Quidditch arena burn, Hogwarts burn down, it's like everything's just coming to an end to the final
Hogwarts
showdown.
Rubbles.
Yeah. And even seeing Harry himself, coming for the final showdown, it's like, man, he's got a lot of cojones.
Weight on his shoulders, though, as well.
Yeah.
And it's cool. We also get a lot of throwbacks for better understanding certain characters. Snape is a centerpiece for this film in a lot of ways. He is pretty much the heart of the film. And you find out that he is kind of the heart of all the Potter films.
Yeah.
He's there for that reason.
I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, he is wronged.
I was going to say, his death is probably the saddest one for me in the whole series.
Yeah, it's also probably the most violent.
Brutal.
Yeah, so, I mean, even though you just gave that away and probably shouldn't have given that away, but
Everyone's already seen this.
I think we're at the point now where if you haven't seen Harry Potter, you should probably go and watch it.
Yeah.
This is, we are at our final parts of this film, and they are fantastic movies all round.
Yeah.
There are a lot of changes, though, in this movie to the book.
Yes, and that's what I was going to talk about. My only gripe with this movie is a lot of the backstory was cut out from it. And there was parts about Snape, parts about James Potter that I would have loved to see in this movie, but it took it out for me. If I didn't know those parts, then I would have enjoyed the film more, but that sort of ruined it for me.
Yeah, we do have a lot of James Potter not being portrayed in the nicest light. And although you know that, you kind of do know that he's supposed to be a good person, you just don't get that through the storytelling they've done in the film.
No, they don't. No.
But yeah, even the ending of the film has things that change that probably would have been better the way the book had actually, portrayed them.
Yeah.
The casualties of the film are pretty high in the movie as well.
Yeah.
Like, they went full blown out with like, hey, we killed off one or two people here and there. Let's go ham.
They did.
They're like just
Gone.
There's like a battle and they're like, you know what? Just get rid of a few.
It was like Donald Trump was on set and saying, you're fired.
And the comical thing is you only kind of watch one of them actually die.
Yeah.
The rest of them you just kind of see are dead later. You know what I mean? Like you don't see them actually go to their fate. They just end up dying.
Yeah.
But and also I think this movie has some really good quotes. Like the writing is upped when it comes to the quotations from people like Remus, Dumbledore.
Yeah.
There's one thing that Dumbledore says. He goes, "Don't pity the dead, pity the living, especially the ones without love."
Yep.
Things like that. Like there's several of those quotes that
You could
are
live by
ripper.
that in life.
Yeah, yeah. So I think all around the movie is a really good film, and it does, do what it's supposed to do, which is wrap up Harry Potter as a series.
What's your score on this?
This one here, if I remember correctly, I gave it an 8.25. I told you the new scores will come in on the last one, but I will tell you that the final score I did give for this in my other review was 8.5.
Yeah.
So it did get up half on the proper scoring system that I had.
Yeah.
And just for, I can't say that. It's on for the next podcast, but I would have given the whole series a score as well.
Yeah.
But it's for the next podcast. Listen to the next podcast for that one.
Yeah. Spoil Radio.
That's it.
Look it up. I enjoyed this movie. It's a good send off to all the characters, especially at the end. Cool battle scenes, great effects, which is surprising because half the Potter series, the effects weren't that good, in my opinion.
The Dragon, man.
The Dragon looks sick.
Dragon peaked. Could have turned the movie off by then. Happy
Awesome.
to.
Yeah. Poor Dragon. Look, it's a good send off. I'm actually glad these guys got me to watch it all. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. I think it's a decent score for this type of film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out our Instagram page at Neon Radio Reviews. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Send us off, Dan.
That's it from us. It's been great watching these movies. Knox.